Hey, hey, hey.
Welcome
to Quiz Time Fun. Today's challenge, can you guess flags from around the world? You'll get just a few seconds for each one. So stay sharp, comment your score and your favorite flag. Let's begin. Here's the first one. Yup, that's India. Let's move to the next one. That's the United States. Next one coming up. Canada. Back to the quiz. That's Japan. Back to the quiz. Yep, that's Brazil. Let's keep going. Find the odd flag. That's the odd one. Back to the game. That's the United Kingdom. Next flag coming up. Guess this. Australia it is. Let's continue. Yup, that's Germany. Get ready for the next one. That's the French flag. Next one loading. Yes, that's Italy. Moving on. Which flag belongs to Argentina? That's the one. Let's continue. Can you guess this? That's Argentina. Here comes the next one. Yep, South Korea it is. Let's roll onward. That's Russia. Next one coming up. China it is. Let's go again. That's Mexico. We're moving to the next. Find the unique flag. That's the one. Let's continue. Guess this. Spain it is. Next flag coming. Yep, that's South Africa. Let's continue. That's Indonesia. Ready for the next one? How about this flag? Yes, Saudi Arabia it is. On to the next. That's Turkey. Next one loading. Which country's flag has a maple leaf? That's Canada. Back to the quiz. Yep, New Zealand. Let's keep going. That's Thailand. Next one coming. Sweden it is. Here we go again. Yep, that's Norway. Let's move on. That's Portugal. Get ready for the next. Which country's flag isn't rectangular? Nepal it is. Back to the quiz. Guess this one. Yep, Greece it is. Let's continue. That's Egypt. Next one up. Singapore it is. Ready for the next? Yep, Pakistan. Let's move forward. That's the Philippines. Next flag coming. Which is the Brazilian flag? That's the one. Back to the quiz. That's Vietnam. On to the next. Yep, Bangladesh it is. Get ready. That's Malaysia. Let's continue. Israel it is. Next one coming. That's Colombia. Here comes the next. Which flag is from Asia? That's the Japanese flag. Back to the quiz. Chile. Next one coming up. Yep, Nigeria it is. Let's keep moving. Guess this one? That's Kenya. Get ready for the next. Peru it is. Next flag loading. Yep, that's Denmark. On to the next one. Find the odd flag. That's the odd one. Back to the game. That's Finland. Let's keep going. Yup, Sri Lanka it is. Next one coming up. That's Myanmar. Let's move to the next one. Nepal it is. Next one loading. Yep, Iceland. Get ready for the next. Which is the US flag? That's the one. Back to the quiz. That's the Czech Republic. Let's keep going. Austria it is. Next flag coming. Yep, Belgium. Here comes the next one. Guess this one. That's Hungary. Let's move forward. Poland it is. Ready for the next? Which flag is from African country? That's the one. Back to the quiz. Yup, Ireland. Next one coming up. That's Croatia. Let's continue. Serbia it is. Get ready for the next one. Yup, Qatar. Moving to the next flag. That's Oman. Here comes the next one. Find the odd flag. That's the odd one. Back to the game. Yep, UAE. Next one coming up. That's Bahrain. Let's go again. Lebanon it is. Here comes the next flag. That's Jordan. Get ready for the next. Yup, Kuwait. Let's move to the next one. Which flag belongs to Canada? That's the one. Back to the quiz. That's Morocco. Next flag coming. Yup, Tunisia it is. Let's keep going. That's Algeria. Ready for the next? Ethiopia it is. Here comes another. Yup, Tanzania. On to the next. Which flag flag doesn't belong to an Asian country? That's the one. Back to the quiz. Catch this one. That's Zimbabwe. Next flag coming. Yup, Botswana. Moving on. That's Zambia. Get ready for the next. Uganda it is. Here comes the next one. Yup, Ghana. Next one loading. Which one's the flag of Qatar? That's the one. Back to the quiz. That's Cameroon. Let's go again. Senegal it is. Next flag coming up. That's Ivory Coast. Ready for the next one. Mali it is. Let's go further. Yup, Madagascar. Next one coming. Find the unique flag. That's the one. Let's continue. That's Seychelles. Moving ahead. Yup, Eswatini. Well, here comes the next. That's Lesotho. Let's keep going. Papua New Guinea it is. Ready for the next one? Yup, Solomon Islands. Next one coming up. Which one's the flag of the Netherlands? That's the one. Back to the quiz. That's Bhutan. Let's keep moving. Yup, Brunei. Here comes the next one. That's Kiribati. Next one loading. Tuvalu it is. Ready for the next flag? That's Nauru. Let's move to the next one. Find the unique flag. That's the one. Let's continue. Yup, Vanuatu. Next one coming up. That's Samoa. Here comes the next flag. Guess this. Tonga it is. Ready for the next? Yup, Marshall Islands. Let's keep going. That's Micronesia. Next one loading. Which is the German flag? That's the one. Back to the quiz. That's Palau. Let's go again. Catch this one. That's Maldives. On to the next. Fiji it is. Next flag coming up. Yup, Suriname. Here comes the next one. That's Guyana. Time for the next. Paraguay it is. Ready for another?
Which is the French flag? That's the one. Back to the quiz.
Yup, Uruguay. Let's keep moving. That's Bolivia. Next one coming up. Ecuador it is. Get ready for the next. Guess this. That's Honduras. Next flag on its way. That's Nicaragua. Here comes the next.
Which is the flag of Finland? That's the one. Back to the quiz.
It's Belize. Moving forward. That's Guatemala. Let's continue. El Salvador it is. Next one coming. Yep, Costa Rica. Let's go again. That's Panama. Ready for another?
Guess the Portuguese flag. That's the one. Let's continue.
Yup, Cuba. Next one coming up. That's Dominican Republic. Let's keep going. Haiti it is. Here comes the next one. Yup, Jamaica. Moving to the next. That's Trinidad and Tobago. Get ready for the next flag.
Can you guess the flag of Zimbabwe? That's the one. Let's continue.
Barbados it is. Let's go again. That's St. Lucia. Next one coming up. Chad it is. Here comes the next. It's Grenada. Next flag loading. That's Antigua and Barbuda. On to the next one. Dominica it is. Get ready for the next flag. Find the odd flag. That's the odd one. Back to the game. Yup, St. Kitts and Nevis. Next one coming up. That's Bahamas. Let's continue. Togo it is. Get ready for the next flag. Guess this one. That's Monaco. Next one coming up. That's San Marino. We're moving on to the next.
Can you guess the flag of Togo? That's the one. Let's continue.
Yep, Liechtenstein. Next one is coming. That's Andorra. Here comes the next. Vatican City it is. Get ready for the next one. Yes, that's Luxembourg. Final stretch ahead.
Guess the flag of Turkey? That's the one. Let's continue.
Malta. Next one coming up. That's Cyprus. Let's go again. Armenia it is. Ready for the next? That is Georgia. Moving to the next one. That's Azerbaijan. Here comes the next.
Which one's the flag of Tunisia? That's the one. Let's continue.
Yep, Kazakhstan. Next flag loading. That's Uzbekistan. Let's keep going. Kyrgyzstan it is. Ready for another? That's Turkmenistan. On to the next one. That's Tajikistan. Let's move forward.
Which one's the flag of Poland? That's the one. Let's continue.
Guess this one. It's Mongolia. Next one coming up. That's Afghanistan. Let's continue. Iran it is. Ready for the next? Yep, Iraq. Next flag coming. That's Syria. Let's go again.
Guess the flag of UAE. There it is. Next one coming up.
Yep, Yemen. Next one coming up. That's Laos. On to the next. Cambodia it is. Ready for another? Guess this one. Sudan it is. Almost there. That's North Korea. Final flag coming. This is the final one. Ukraine it is. And that's the end of the quiz. Great job. That's all there is to in this video. Smash that like button and until next time, bye-bye.